So here's today's project. I've made a little elastic holder on the back cover of this journal, and it's can hold a lot of things. I've got a few more things to put in here, some little envelopes, and a card, and another envelope. You can see that it does take up a bit of space, but there is space allowed here. I do leave some space here between the signature and the back cover, and so I can put some bulky items like this pocket here. So this needs some dressing as well. And there we go. This is the inspiration for the project, is this lap book that I made, and I made these kind of cool additions. One's on the spine with the elastic going through it here, and then this one I've just glued down. So this is what I want to make here, but I want the elastic to go in two of these, one on the bottom, elastic to go through the top one, and then come back through the bottom one. So I'm going to start with just some scrap paper that I have. I'm going to make the base, so I'm just using a pencil to roll. Sorry if the camera's shaking. So I just want to roll it just maybe 1.5 times, 2 times, and we'll just cut that off. And I will be making 2 of these. Just make one on camera. A little bit of glue here on the edge. Okay, there we go. I can just take that pencil out now. Just push that down a little bit. I do want it actually to be a little bit flat on one side, so it does sit down onto the page. So there we go. This is our base, and it's a tube, so the elastic will be able to go through there. And I'm just going to double check that this is the right size. Yeah, I don't want it to extend beyond the page, so I'm just flattening this a little bit. Then everything we put on will also be a little bit flat. So what to start with? I have so many things on my desk ready to go. Fabric, lace, got some embroidery thread. I'm going to use some twine, and I've got a needle and thread ready to go as well. So what I'm going to be doing is wrapping around this. First, I'm going to start with some fabric to match the project, kind of as the base. So I'll just loosely kind of wrap this around as the first layer. Grab my fabric scissors here. Save that piece for the next one that I'll make. And some lace. And this one I'm going to wrap just loosely, and I'm not going to wrap it side by side like I did the fabric on the base there. Okay, now I'm going to put a layer of thread, and I want to make enough to go around back and forth, so 4 lengths. So this has been doubled. I'm just going to start at the end and encompass that fabric and lace that I've already put down. Okay, and then I'm going to go back as like sort of a crisscross shape, trying not to undo what I've done. Okay, and I do want to meet these two at the end here and tie them together. And of course, lots of loose threads, and that really does add to the project, in my opinion. Okay, so now we have a simple base. Now I'm going to start just kind of adding, I think those, I don't need those. I'm going to just start adding some other layers here. These are smaller pieces, offcuts. And some of this. And so this time I'm going to add some twine. I want enough to go around at least front 2 times. So I'm going to start at the end again and just encompass these other things that I've added. Oops, stay on there. And as I come back, I'm going to again tie this off. I'm going to take a needle and thread and add some beads to it. I've got some small little wooden beads here. Just make sure they go on through the needle there. And I've got some other kind of, I don't know, that's too big, I think. I've got these little beads here, if I can find the hole. And just randomly putting these on. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've made 2. Now, a couple of things. I did put a little spot of glue on each end of the tube to attach the fabric so it wouldn't come away and show anything bare there. And when after I put these rows of beads on, I tend to go at least once or twice over the beads, and I'll go sort of on each side of the cluster there to kind of make sure that they don't roll to the back. So you see the back is pretty flat. And so I've gone ahead and I've cut my elastic. So I want enough to go through the tube X and through the other tube, and enough to tie. And so I have this kind of fancy puller thing that I use when I'm sewing, and this is made for pulling through casings when you make a casing. I want these to be at opposite sides so they're not the same, and so I will want the tie to go inside the tube. So just a note, when I was making these, I made sure that the tube did not get crushed, and hopefully that is the case, so you can get the elastic through. So I want them to meet in the middle. So I'll put my puller thing in here. And I'm going to grab the elastic. And I put it in the hook there, and then close the hook, and then this should just pull right through. Fingers crossed, and there we go. So this is going to come back this way. It's just the elastic's a bit thick. It's a thicker weight. So there we go. Here's the last cover page of my journal, and I just want to line this up. So I will be fabric gluing these to the back of the flat side. So I'm just getting an idea for, I have way too much elastic here. I don't want it to be too tight. I want it to hold the things in that I want to put in. So I'm just lining up, and this is going to be where my knot will go. And I am going to cut off a little bit of the elastic. We don't need all that. And so I'm going to take the ends, the knot of the elastic into the tube. Hopefully it'll go in. Okay. And then I'm going to readjust so these are even. And cross over like that. So that looks good, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. So I will be gluing these down one at a time. I'll glue down one with Fabri-Tac, and I'll leave one loose, and then I'll glue the second one. And then what I'm going to do is take a button, and unfortunately this is too thick for me to put the elastic through the buttonhole. But that's okay. I'm going to, once they're glued, I'm going to take the button, and I'm just going to sew it with a needle and thread around the cross of the elastic and then through the holes, you know, encompassing it all. And let me get those glued. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you like this project, and comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will be doing a flip through of this full journal in a little while, probably after it's been gifted. But in the meantime, I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.